Welcome everyone tonight to another live broadcast of West Washington Livestream as we have the Lady Senators taking on the Wolfpack of Crawford County in a PLAC matchup. This is Craig Akers, and I'm joined tonight once again by my broadcast partner, Mr. Matthew Deaton, who comes in flying low under the radar. He's been all over the county tonight with meetings and things, so we always like to have Matthew on, and it's a pleasure to have him here. Lady Senators come in after dropping a heartbreaker to Edinburgh last Saturday night in the boys-girls double dip. They come out with a PLAC matchup tonight against Crawford, who is 12-4, I believe, on the year. Pretty solid team overall. They return a lot of scoring, so it's going to be a very interesting night with the girls, seeing how they can match scoring. This might be one team that can get up and down the floor and really match what the Senators do.
Well, I mean, just from on paper and just seeing them here warming up just a little bit, it does look like, like you say, they can get up and down the floor. I don't see, equivalent size across the board when we match them up against the Keltner sisters, so we will see how the size plays into tonight's game.
Senators come in, like we said, after dropping that heartbreaker to Edinburgh here at home. Their record is even at 8-8. For live stream, at least, this is the middle of a 5-game and 4-day span where we did the boys game last night with Salem, which was an instant classic. Great shot by Mr. Nash Huff in the corner to seal that win in overtime for the Senator boys. Then we've got the girls tonight with Crawford. Tomorrow night have boys tomorrow night with Springs Valley at home, and then Saturday it's a double dip. A little bit of the Road Warriors. I'll be traveling up to Knightstown to cover the girls who are playing Northeast DuBois at the Hoosier Gym, and then I'll be back at the friendly confines of T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium for the boys when they take on New Washington. Misty Jones and Mark Gibson will have that call. So lots of games coming up for live stream, and the high school just getting a lot of action going. It's a great time of year with the success of football. Some of those games that normally would be played early in the year have been pushed back. One of those will be the Monday game, Martin Luther King Day. The girls will host Salem here on Ron Smith Court, so that's another one that West Washington Livestream will be covering. So you can get your fix of the games by sitting at home and enjoying some hot cocoa with the cold weather coming in.
Yeah, I think speaking of that, not everyone likes cold weather, but if it's January, it's time for it to be cold for just a little bit. And so I'm actually kind of looking a little bit forward to that. And, these tonight, of course, West Washington needs to take care of business. But, that Salem game coming up, that'll certainly be a test. And Salem girls are playing well and then have a good team there. But looking forward to seeing how that one goes.
Yeah. Those of you watching out there on the West Washington YouTube page, you'll be good throughout the night. Those of you watching on Facebook and through the Periscope app on Twitter, you'll have to switch over to YouTube because once the game starts, that's the only place that it'll be. Like I've already said, Crawford comes in. I was wrong. I said 12-4. They're 14-4. Last time out, they defeated Springs Valley, which was a foe that the West Washington Lady Senators were unable to beat. Crawford was able to beat them 56-52. West Washington, like we said, was defeated by Edinburgh, but then came back Monday and was able to beat Rock Creek 72-15. Last 15 years, this matchup has been all Crawford. 13 wins for them to only 3 losses. We've taken in some of the best Senator teams over the past few years into Crawford and even on our home court here at Ron Smith, and unable to knock off these Crawford County Wolfpack. It's just one of those that's kind of been a thorn in the Lady Senator side.
Well, and with that said, there's nothing for our girls to really hold back on. If Crawford comes in there a little overconfidence, we might be able to take advantage of that. And our girls, they play well when they're loose. And so hopefully they come in here. When they played Trinity a couple games ago, you could tell in that first 4 or 5 minutes they was kind of tight. And that's a good team, and rightly so they was tight. But tonight, there shouldn't be any of that. They should come out here, have fun, and really just kind of do what they do. And with all that being said, typically when we do that, we're in every ball game.
Right. The Lady Senators are 8-8 on the year, but they could very easily, be 12-4. They've been in a lot of games. They've lost some close ones. Not been able to close things out. Playing great for 3 quarters and then failing in the fourth, or playing great, first and second and fourth, and coming out and not putting up points in the third. So this Senator team, even though they're even at 500 right now, could be a dominant team. If just a few balls bounce the other way. Likewise, the Crawford County Wolfpack, they have not had a whole lot of trouble with many teams that they've played. Coming in, they did get beat by Pekin by 3. They went to Salem and just didn't play well there. Lost that one 68-23. Lost a 6-point game to Lanesville and lost a 2-point game to Forest Park. So overall, throughout the season, their 4 losses, if you take out that Salem one that they just didn't play well, are by less than 10 points, their 4 losses. So they've been in every single game that they've played. They've got 7th-year head coach Christopher Broughton, 96-64 in his 7 years. So he's brought that winning tradition, got the girls really buying into his system and playing well. Darren Russell, the coach for the Lady Senators, has the same thing. Those girls have tasted victory. They've been in the sectional championship game, I believe, the past 3 years. Were able to come away with one of those wins last season, looking to repeat this year on their home court. It's just a matter of, can they find their identity and play as a team and get the wins?
Yeah, when I look at their lineup here, or their roster, there's not a freshman there, so that Crawford typically, in most sports has problems with numbers, quite frankly. But looking at their roster, JV and varsity, they got a lot of girls out. Again, a testament to the tradition that they're building, and not one of those freshmen. And I'm not saying it's bad if a freshman plays for varsity. I'm not saying that at all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying but if there's not a freshman there, it might say that you've really built those classes. Each one of them have built a good foundation in of themselves, and so when you get to the varsity level, you've got a mix of seniors. Half their varsity roster seniors. So again, it's going to be a senior-led team tonight. That will probably come into play. I look for our seniors to step up just as much.
And like we've talked about, this is a PLAC matchup here. West Washington is, they're out of the running for the PLAC as a team. But they're still looking to ruin some other seasons. It'd be nice to ruin that for Crawford. It's definitely doable. This is a game that the Senators, if they come out and play well, they're going to be in this one the whole time. Crawford is one of those teams that's going to want to push the pace. They're going to want to press. They're going to want to speed you up, which falls right into what the Senators like to do. They like to play fast, so that's something good for them. The question is, can we take care of the ball and not have 25, 30 turnovers tonight? I see that as the difference in the game.
Yeah, I think like you say, push the ball when we can, take care of it at all times, and we'll see what the Keltner girls can get started down low.
Exactly. We're about 30 seconds away from the national anthem. We'd like to give a shout out to all of our sponsors that allow us to do this and bring you games, whether you're sitting in a gym watching another one of the West Washington teams play, or whether you're just sitting at home on your couch enjoying the a nice dinner while you've got the Senators on. But we're going to step aside here and have the national anthem, and we'll be back after that with our starting lineups. Back to live action here at West Washington T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium on Ron Smith Court, where we are going to have the PLAC matchup of the West Washington Lady Senators and the Crawford County Wolfpack. Crawford starts a 2-guard and 3-forward set. The first guard is number 23, Brooke Elliott, the 5'6 senior. The second one is number 5, Autumn Shiger, the 5'6 junior guard. Up front, they start Lexi Frame, the 5'8 senior, along with Treasure Nicholson, the 5'9 junior, number 31 and 30 respectively. And then in the center, they start number 11, Sarah Stutzman, the 6-foot sophomore. The one sophomore, I believe that, nope, they do have 2 sophomores on their varsity roster, but Sarah Stutzman is one of them. So that's their starting lineup, like we said, coached by Mr. Christopher Broughton. Lady Senators go with their normal starting lineup, with the 3-guard set. Number 3, Ryan Russell, the 5'7 senior. The second guard, number 5, Sarah Stice, the 5'7 junior. The third guard in the 3-guard set is number 12, Lexi Griffiths, the 5'6 junior. And then up front, they start the 2 Keltner sisters, Cassidy Keltner and Lizzie Keltner. Cassidy is the 5'11 senior guard, senior forward, number 10, and Lizzie Keltner is the 6-foot freshman, number 42. So that is the starting lineups. Like we said, the Lady Senators are coached by Mr. Darren Russell, the winningest coach in West Washington girls basketball history, looking to expand on that tonight to get another one under his belt.
One of the traditions here is the girls throw out T-shirts to the aspiring fans here, and I'm kind of glad Ryan's throw to you was a little off, because I know how hard it is to set all this up, or you've described. I guess I don't know it firsthand, but I know it's hard to set up based on your description. So if she would have been on target and knocked the camera off, it could have thrown this whole thing off base. So anyway, I think you're going to earn a shirt tonight, which is
I already
well
got
deserved.
A shirt, so
but I'm glad she was a little off.
I hope her shot is better tonight than her throw. So, opening possession is going to be controlled by the Lady Wolfpack.
Stutzman kind of showed right off the bat that she can get off the floor. She jumped, a 24-inch vertical there, looked like. Senators come out in the 2-3 zone and going to try to make Crawford throw it over the top.
It's a very nice deflection there by Cassidy.
They tried that tried and true lob pass. It was good defense by Keltner. And
first bucket, Treasure Nicholson for 2. Senators break the press, and then are going to pick up a foul on number 11, Sarah Stutzman.
Yeah, that shot on the other side went 6 foot in the air and dropped straight in, so that was a good roll for the Wolfpack. And it does look like they are going to try to pressure us tonight.
Yeah.
They drop back in the zone of themselves, which could, I think it was tipped by Crawford. Let's see if they call it. And
I think it was tipped, but then Ryan got her hand on it, so that's the first turnover of the night for the Lady Senators. Crawford very patient, going to work their offensive sets.
And they did get that open shot after reversing it twice.
Lexi Frame gets that bucket. Out ahead already to Lexi Griffiths, coming back the other way quickly are the Lady Senators. And we go into the middle, Keltner to Lizzie.
It was a pass to Lizzie. I thought it was a shot, but I really do think it was a pass. Lizzie unable to handle it.
It's going to be the second turnover for the Lady Senators.
Steal there by Elliott. First shot that was Lexi's shot there on Crawford's side. Come off her hand really good. I think she's a good shooter.
Crawford definitely patient here, going to work through their offense. They're not in a hurry to take anything. And as I say that, 23 lets that one fly. Brooke Elliott for 3 makes it 7-0.
Already 3 different scores here for Crawford as well.
Stice for 3. Bang.
Her first open shot of the night. Coach is going to talk about defense.
Going to take a quick 30-second timeout. We're going to stick with you right here. Lady Senators definitely probably not the start that Coach Russell wanted. The defense not playing up to where he thinks they need to be, which prompts that very early timeout here, 5:54 to go in the first.
Yeah, sometimes, in a zone, the defense can feel like, well, it's a zone, I've got this little area, and they don't move their feet quite as well as they should. If you take a man-to-man mentality into a zone, it can be very effective. I think maybe that's what Coach was saying, be a little more active on in that zone, but it also looks like we might give them some token pressure on the way up.
Crawford has yet to miss a shot. They're 2 of 2 from 2-point range and 1 of 1 from 3-point range, so they haven't missed a shot yet.
You could tell how they move the ball. They have a specific strategy on what they're wanting to do offensively, so we can see if we can't get mix a little bit of that up, and we do come back out and pick up man-to-man.
Crawford settles in, reverses the ball around.
Good help side there by Cass.
That one up and good by number 30, Treasure Nicholson. Another 2-point bucket for her.
Good break there by the Lady Senators. That's a really nice pass.
Lizzie Keltner with a bucket.
Lexi's seen something I didn't see, and she threaded the
needle.
needle.
31. Lexi Frame for 3, gives her 5.
Yeah, Crawford really moves the ball well.
Yeah.
And we're just going to have to react just a little bit better.
Lizzie Keltner up and good for 2.
And we'll take those shots.
Yeah. Crawford once again swings it around.
West Washington.
It's going to be a jump ball.
Good defense there, but to poke it away from Cassidy. Number 13, Gaines, comes into the ball game for the first time.
That's the 5'6" senior.
Give Stutzman a break. And in this man-to-man their coach is probably going to try to make create somewhat of a mismatch.
Yeah. That's where the Senators are lucky. They've got 3 guards on the floor plus Cass who can bring the ball up. So kind of hard to really pressure that a whole lot.
Yeah, and by Crawford kind of going smaller on our offensive end, we might be able to take advantage of it. I think he's going to try to create an advantage on his offense with Gaines right there.
Gaines for 3.
And I'm not sure that they've
Crawford
missed.
Still hasn't missed.
So just red hot start, and that will happen.
Going to be a turnover for West Washington. Cass tries to get the sideline over there, but unable to do so.
There was contact there, and then the ball was in her left hand. She just couldn't quite control it. We'll see if we can get a miss here.
.345 left to go here in the first. Coach Broughton telling his girls he wants a screen and some cuts. There's the first miss for...
And Lizzie really, got out hard on that shot. Kind of made her hesitate just a minute.
That's going to be the 3rd turnover for the Lady Senators. They do get a stop, but then give the ball right back. They're so patient. That's the 3rd time I've seen them pull out of their offense and set it back up to get it where they're comfortable.
That was a good shoulder there by Cass to kind of throw that cut offline, created a turnover.
First turnover for the Lady Wolfpack.
Lexi got around her, but it was Good steal from behind.
It's going to be a turnover back the other way. And then we're going to give it right back to them. So Lady Senators already up to 6 turnovers in the first quarter of play, where the Wolfpack only has 2. 41 checks in, which is Taylor Herbaugh, and 33, Tasha Wiseman.
Gaines kind of playing that point guard role. She can shoot, though. She's already hit a 1-3. And another miss. The second one of the night, I think, for Crawford.
Yeah.
So far, that's who we want shooting threes.
That's Taylor Herbaugh, who came in off the bench, and very first time she touches the ball, she lets it fly. Going to have a jump ball, and it's going to go over to the Lady Wolfpack.
Yeah, pressure just kind of giving some fits right now. We'll just be a little bit more patient. Just reverse the ball around. Just make that defense move a little bit before we decide to commit. West Washington kind of going back to that matchup zone.
Going to be a kick ball, so reset over on the far sideline.
More like a 1-2-2, and we're going to try to trap that top, I think, with Lexi, and Crawford threw it away. The ball broke the plane. That's we seen that last night. Yeah. As a matter of fact, you don't have to touch on the other side of that over and back call. It's if all three, your feet and the ball cross, it's a violation. I think they missed it.
Autumn Shiger comes up with a 2-point bucket. Gives them a 10-point lead.
And you see there, we reversed it just once, made the defense move. We broke the press without turnover. You just got to be more patient.
Lizzie goes up, misses that one.
Girls all over the place. I think we're going to be all right, though. Everyone's up, moving. A bump, and Lexi puts it in.
Nice bucket there by Lexi. She gets a 2 plus the opportunity for a 3-point play. Gabby Gaines her first, second for the team.
Substitution will be number 11, Sarah
Stutzman comes back in. Lexi going to go to the free throw line. Looking to make this a 3-point play. That one up and good. So far, Senators perfect from the line.
It's a good place to be.
We're going to get a jump ball on the far side. Lexi, after the 3-point play, is able to tie up. I believe that was Gaines over on the far sideline.
I'd like to see us reverse the ball a couple times, see what their defense can do.
Yeah, see if they can move. There's Cass, Roman baseline into
perfect play.
Lizzie. Lizzie up and good for 2.
Great job. We didn't have to reverse it that time. We just took it to one side, executed our offense, and got a quick score.
Lizzie was 6 in the first.
West Washington stays in that 1-2-2.
I really like this 1-2-2 out of the Senators.
Well, I think it bodes well, especially against this team where they do have some shooters, and it keeps you in that zone to lock down the middle. But then the top girl can really take away, almost man-to-man, they could take away that 3-pointer on the perimeter, at least in the top half of that perimeter. So I think it was a good move there by Coach. West Washington only down 5, certainly not out of this game, and after such a great start from Crawford County, you may come around after this first quarter and say, "Hey, girls, look, we're not where we want to be, but certainly not as bad as it could have been."
Yeah, exactly. The start, I would have expected to look up at the scoreboard and us be down 10-12.
I mean, Crawford hit their first 4 or 5 shots, so 2 of them being 3-pointers.
They're still shooting 77% from the field.
And that's the 3 we want. And it's great defense by the Lady Senators. So after one being down 5, I think we're coach maybe okay with that.
Yeah, he'll be happy with that. We're going to step aside, get our first commercial break from the Washington County Community Foundation, one of our great sponsors. We'll be back in just a moment for second period action.
After 2 years of study and research, the Washington County Community Foundation launched its first proactive initiative, Youth First, in 2007. Their goal was to create a positive environment within the county where youth are valued, their needs come first, and investments are made in their well-being. In 2011, Youth First merged with the YMCA to best serve youth through their common commitments to youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. This merger allowed for further utilization of Youth First missions and the possibility to grow development assets in our community more initially.
Any of that, or
Gibby does it all by hand. Back to
Does it?
live action here. We're just discussing after our mishap last game with the stats. I pulled out the stat program today and I'm running it up here, so we're going to be a little more accurate with our numbers and things. Hopefully, unless I completely miss something, and then I've got the mathematician sitting next to me, Mr. Matthew Deaton, being able to pull all of the live stuff too. So then we'll have the numbers correct tonight. I'm pretty sure between the two of us.
Well, I can speak for the first quarter. I've accounted for every point so far. So
There we go.
no guarantees for the second quarter.
Wolfpack get the ball to start off.
West Washington comes out in the man-to-man. Just, again, I like the approach of switching up the D, try to keep them off balance. And that's two air balls in a row. I mean, I think our defense is starting to be more effective. But, again, we are going to have to beat this 2-2-1 press. So they're going to let us get it in. And as we bring it up, then they're going to want to trap here about the mid-half court. So it's very important that we reverse it and now hit the middle. We just got to get Cass in the middle. That was tipped. That'll be all right.
Yeah.
Here we go. And they did go past the 10-second line, so no count.
Swings it across to Ryan.
Great job there by the Lady Senators, and that should be a 3-ball.
Ryan for 3. Bang.
3-point goal, number 3, Ryan Russell.
That's great. And his Crawford is not happy.
He is not happy at all.
It's well executed there by the West Washington Lady Senators.
That brings Ryan within 19 three-pointers of the career all-time three-point record here at West Washington, which is held by Chelsea Carter. She's got 166, Ryan 19 behind her now. So coming into the game, she was 20 off of that one. I know each game it seems like Ryan's looking for a new record. Tonight could be all-time free throw makes. She's got to make 5 with her struggles from the free throw line this year. That one may be a little bit of a reach, but still could get that one. That record is held at the present moment by Misty Jones with 243 in her career. So
wow. And I know you hadn't said it lately, but I know she's approaching the 1,000-point mark too. I mean, I know she was 120 or so a couple games ago, so I'm not sure really where she's
now
at.
at 86 away
86.
from her. 86.
So, really, it does speak. And some folks are surprised to hear, where she's at on in all the categories. I mean, they know Ryan's a scorer. They've heard of it. They read it in the paper. They don't realize how many steals she's had or how many assists and all the rest. But well-rounded player for sure.
I think right now she's 3rd all-time in points. I believe Misty Jones has the lead with that one around 1,200, so Ryan's not going to be able to reach that one. But I think Chelsea Carter is at 990 something. So Ryan chasing that one. That one's definitely within reach this season.
West Washington stays in the man as they come out in the second quarter, and they was in that. Forced an air ball in the first possession, so now Crawford's going to be a little more diligent. I think their coach is saying, quit shooting jumpers. We was happy that the first 5 or 6 went, but they're not all going to go, so now let's get an easy bucket. And I'm wondering if they're even going to shoot it past 15 foot now.
Yeah, Treasure Nicholson looking to drive.
Great defense there by
Cass
Cass.
gets a block there to kick it out, but the Wolfpack able to regain control and set back up their offense.
And they're going to get a foul. Cass was playing good defense, and it finally frustrated number 30, Nicholson. And
that's the first on the 5'9" junior. Third on the team. 17-15. Lady Wolfpack still out ahead here. We're going to turn the ball right back over to the Lady Wolfpack. And then Lexi is going to pick up a foul. Not only when do we get a turnover, but now we're going to compound it with a foul. We're going to send number 5, Autumn Shiger, to the line. Her first time there tonight.
First foul of the night for the Lady Senators.
That one up and no good. Second one up and good for Autumn Shiger. Makes it 18-15.
Number 13, Gaines, comes in. Again, she's more of a point guard role. She did come in and hit a 3 immediately last time she was subbed in. And Sarah just missed. Her and Ryan wasn't on the same wavelength. And that hurts. A turnover that deep in your own territory,
right
if
under
you will.
your own bucket. It's pretty much just giving them 2 points.
Now Crawford, they was in that zone. Now they're going to man us, and I think they're just going to go all pressure.
Yeah.
And that's where we want to get it.
Nice job there by Cass.
And they're going to push. And again, I can't say I'm super surprised after that timeout what the priorities were going to be. We didn't get a box.
Treasure Nicholson with a 2-point bucket there. We're going to get a foul on 23, Brooke Elliott. Her first, team's 4th.
And I know we have a wrestling team now, and I think Ryan, after what I just seen, she might need to stop by Tank's office and see what kind of tips he can give her.
Well, funny story. If she stops by, he's not there because he's at the county wrestling meet at Pekin right now. So, big block there by number 11, Sarah Stutzman. Yeah, like we said, the 8th grade, 7th and 8th grade boys are at Crawford County. 6th grade boys are, I forget where they are. Girls, 7th and 8th grade, are at North Harrison. We've got varsity wrestling going on at Pekin. Who was that last bucket? I just completely missed that.
That was Cassidy Keltner with the 2. Good rebound by Lexi. Man, you see a smaller person in there battling. I just love to see it.
Yeah. Gonna retain possession there.
Got tipped away by Ryan.
West Washington has pulled within 3.
Yeah, West Washington just needs to continue to be patient on offense, reverse the ball. We've seen if you make them move, they're vulnerable. If we're going right at them, it's going to be a little different story.
Russell for 3. That one no good.
Just
go out of bounds.
Just long. It's a shot she can make.
Coming in, the Wolfpack moves the ball around so well around that perimeter, and then you get a cutter down the middle. Gains up, no good. Nice rebound. Gonna miss that one. And then it's gonna go out of bounds. So
Crawford fans looking for a foul, and we was really just walling up there. I think she was trying to draw contact and actually missed. She tried to jump into one of our girls and missed. And that's a lot of contact too, though.
Yeah.
So we're just letting them play all around.
That became a mess.
And Lexi's going to pick up a foul.
So we're going to get a turnover, and then Lexi get a foul, her second.
Foul on number 12, Lexi Cribbins, her second.
Yeah, I think that was just a little message from Lexi saying, hey, I think you've been messing with one of my buddies.
Yeah.
Good pressure there, but the reach in and see if it goes with Cass.
I think it's going to be Cass over the top.
No, they're going to give it to Lexi. Yeah, that's one of those that, I mean, I think she was there with both hands up. And yeah, I agree. Cass kind of went over the top. So West Washington that 2-2-1, and Crawford hits the magic button and gets it in the middle, but they missed the layup. We'll go over to the Senators. Mackenzie Brown in for the first time. Lexi going to have to take a break probably for the rest of the half.
Rest of the half with her 3 personals. Lexi Frame comes back in also, the 5'8" senior.
And I think Crawford, they are noticing that, Lexi kind of the point guard type. They're going straight man-to-man, full court. Pretty easy to break this press as long as you have an individual ball player that can take the pressure. And I take that back. They are going to trap out of it. So we got it right in the middle where we needed to. And
that ball poked away. The 10th turnover of the first half for the Lady Senators.
Just a little lackadaisical with the ball. We're going to take care of that.
Gains for 2. Comes to the center to Brown. She tries to get it to Lizzie Keltner running, unable to do so, but then comes down and gets the rebound. But then it's going to be tied up. So 24-19.
Again, West Washington in the game, but there's some unforced errors here that we need to clean up if we're going to stick with these guys long term. And again, turnovers that deep into your territory, just, man, can't happen.
Treasure Nicholson knocks that one down, give her 8. We're going to step aside, take a commercial break on this full timeout. Oh, no, 30-second. We're going to stick right here then since it's a 30-second. Like you said, Matthew, that's one that you just can't have that deep in, underneath your own bucket. You can't give them that close of a shot.
Well, you want to get the ball in the middle, but getting it there from the out-of-bounds line is extremely difficult. You have to set good screens, get your guards open in the corners, let them reverse the ball, and once the reverse happens, then that's the time you can attack the middle. So nothing these girls don't know. It's just a matter you get in the speed of the game, and your mind it just kind of goes blank, I think, and you're just trying to make something happen. We just need to be more patient and just take care of this pressure.
Lady Senators with 12 turnovers where Crawford only has 3.
Great. Sarah hustling hard there. It's good to see. And the jump ball is going to go over to Crawford County.
That's one of the, I don't like that pass over the top like that. I'd much rather see it go straight to someone or a bounce pass.
West Washington, let's see. Yeah, in the man-to-man. We'll see if we can apply some of the pressure of our own. And like I said, yeah, the long passes against the press are very risky as well. That's Stutzman.
Stutzman with her first 3 of the night.
The 4th different player to hit a three-pointer. Stice from
steps
way
in.
outside.
That one no good. Believe they're going to get 21.
Foul actually went on 31.
Oh, 31. Sorry, 31. Lexi Frame, her first. 5th on the team. Stice from the corner.
That's a shot she can hit. She just rushed it.
Didn't hit that one.
It's going to go back over to West Washington. See if we can't get another good shot. That's a good shot to get for Sarah in the corner. She, again, just kind of rushed it.
Yeah. I was surprised that she was that wide open. She hasn't been that wide open for a couple of games.
I was getting ready to say the same thing. I think she just found herself open. Like, wow, this is... Mackenzie just off the mark on that three-pointer. Good wall up. See how they give this foul to. I thought Ryan walled very well.
Going to give it to Ryan. Her first of the night. 4th on the team. Number 5 Autumn Scheiger.
Number 22, Brooke Elliott, set to check in.
That one up and good for Scheiger. Gives her 6. Wolfpack 2 of 3 on the night so far from the free throw line. There it was. The nice broadcaster's jinx on that. So
It works nearly every time. And Crawford has been able to get that lead up to 11 here. I think offensively our girls just need to.
yeah, it only took a couple of possessions for them to stretch that out.
Yeah, and it's all come from pressure. It's all born of pressure. Much like that turnover. You know, that's a pressure turnover that once Cass gets that deep, she needs to be looking to shoot the ball.
13, Gabby Gaines.
Her second 3 of the night.
Gives her 8 total. They're 5 of 7 from three-point land. Another pick of the pocket.
Just really aggressive defense there by Gabby. That was good defense. We just got to be a little more protective of the basketball.
Cass going to pick up a foul there.
Yeah, I think she kind of knew that was happening as soon as she heard the whistle blow.
First on her, 5th on the team. 1:07 left to go here in the first half of play. I'm sure Coach Russell's going to go to the locker room and have a conversation with his girls about, hey, the first period we played really well. Second period, not so much.
Right. Yeah, and it is born out of, give Crawford some credit. It's born out of their pressure. But again, this is pressure that our girls can take. Pump fake got Cassidy up in the air. I think it's going to be her second.
Her second. Treasure Nicholson goes to the line. First one up and good. Gives her 9, looking to get into double digits here. Second one, also good. Brings the score 35-19.
And she's got 10 points. It's kind of a quiet 10 points for me.
Brown for 3. That one no good.
Just short. These girls all shoot with good arch, and that man when they hit the rim, they're soft. I thought that one was going to roll in.
Nice job pulling that one back out. 45 seconds to go. Looking to run some offense.
Great job there by Ryan. Just coming and got the ball. I think their coach is going to say, hey, someone's got to talk to our girls, and Ryan's going to get tripped.
Going to get a foul there. I'm not sure if they're going to get it on 13 or 23. Looks like 23, Brooke Elliott. Going to be her second. Team's 6th.
We need to get some offense here. That's good play. Yeah, she did.
She stepped right out of bounds.
Yep, had her foot on the line. We're at a bad angle here, but I could see it from here. That three-pointer last night that tied it into overtime, I really wish we had a good angle of that. It looked like he was inside the arc when he let go of it.
So, because of the wonderful angle I have and all the technology, I was able to bring that exact play up, and his foot was behind it when he took off. So it was a good 3.
Yep.
There have been many questions about that one. Also, another one was if Parker Green was in bounds when he threw the ball in to Harrison on the final play. His feet were super close to the line. So through the magic of video, I was able to go back and look at that one too, and he was definitely out of bounds. So far the 2 questions, both times the officials had it right. Funny how everybody kind of has questions about things that go on during a game, and with the magic of technology, you can actually go back and look at it.
That's great.
We even had an officials kind of meeting during plan time today. We had Mr. Rosenbaum come in and look at some of the calls that were made on travels and turnovers and things of that nature, and he agreed with the officials' calls that the calls I think one of them was on Parker when he took that gather step and then hit the three.
Yeah.
The comment was made, hey, that's not a travel. Well, when you break it down and look at it, it definitely was. So
wow. Well, that certainly helps me because that was one in particular.
Yeah.
And the other was the jump stop that Harrison made there later in the second quarter. That was called a travel. I reminded the referee that I thought it was a jump stop.
Yep. The what I got on Parker's was he gathered, and once he gathered, his pivot foot was established. So then he can't move that one again. He can pick it up, but he can't put it back down. So once he gathered and then took his 2 steps to shoot that three, that was what made it a travel. So, and what was funny about the next play down, or the next 2 more plays down the floor, he did the exact same thing, and that wasn't called because he didn't ever get his other foot down before he put the ball on the ground. So that was the breakdown that I got from Mr. Rosenbaum during playing time today.
I mean, he's been at it a lot of years, and right, wrong, or different, I'd say he's got a pretty good opinion on it.
Yeah. So we're going to step aside, have a commercial break from Sullivan Financial Consulting, another one of our great sponsors, and the IHSA. We'll be back in just a moment with some halftime stats. Whether you are an individual with personal and family goals or the person charged with the financial goals of your organization, Sullivan Financial Consulting is here to provide you with an array of financial and investment planning services essential to your success. We will work with you hand in hand, and if need be, your other professional advisors to select the service that best suits your needs. Then apply our investment insight and expertise to tailor the required service to your unique situation and with your specific goals in mind. Contact Jamie Sullivan at 812-849-2670 or stop in at the Mitchell location at 700 South 9th Street.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. A referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now, as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call, but the kids in Indiana did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play.
I'm glad she missed it.
I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Back to live action here at T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium, where the Lady Senators do trail 35-19 to the Crawford County Wolfpack. Matthew, you want to run down some halftime stats? I know you were scribbling frantically over there.
Yeah, let's start with the Lady Wolfpack. They are led so far in this first half in scoring by Treasure Nicholson with 10 points. Also scoring for Crawford County, number 13, Gabby Gaines. She has 8. You got 6 for Autumn Shinger, 3 for Stutzman, and let's see, 3 for Brooke Elliott, and 5 for Lexi Frame. That gets us to 35 points for Crawford in the first half. No real foul trouble there. 2 fouls is what Brooke Elliott has, is what I recorded.
I agree with you.
But nothing to really be alarmed at on that side. For the Lady Senators in the first half, Ryan Russell with 3, Sarah Stice with 3, both on 3-point field goals. Cassidy Keltner with 4, Lexi Griffiths with 3. She has hit our only free throw of the night. And then Lizzie Keltner leads us with 6 in this first half. That brings us to a total of 19 points. Lexi Griffiths did pick up 3 fouls there in that first half. she will. I think she'll be on the floor to start the second half. We will see. That's one of those judgment calls by coach, but I think her ball handling is going to be needed here in the second half. So that gets us to the 19:35 halftime score. Crawford County leads it by 16. I know turnovers were certainly a big deal in the first half. I know you have those totals.
Turnovers. Lady Senators had 16 where Crawford only had 4. That's the difference in the game right there. Shooting as a team for Crawford, they were 13 of 24 overall for 54%. 3-point field goals, 5 of 7 for 71%. 2-point shooting, they were 8 of 17 for 47. And free throws, they were 4 of 6 for 66. The Lady Senators, like we said, they had 16 turnovers. Overall shooting, they were 8 of 16 for right at 50%. 3-pointers, they were 2 of 8 for 25%. 2-point field goals, 6 of 8 for 75%. And like you said, Lexi Griffiths did make the one free throw that they did attempt. At one point, the Lady Senators had the lead down to 2, but then the Wolfpack started to build on that lead, got it all the way up to 16 that it is right now. The Lady Senators have trailed. 16 is the largest that they've trailed by, which is what they trail by right now. And like we said, they had it all the way down to 2. They have not led in this game yet. So
yeah, considering those 16 turnovers, let's just say half of those turnovers, those are possessions that you get shots on, and you convert on them. That's just half the turnovers that are made. That's around probably 16 points, and that would put us very, very near their total. So just one way to look at it, turnovers obviously a big part of this first half. If we clean it up, it's going to give us more opportunities down on the other end. As you can tell, we've only shot one free throw. With turnovers, you don't create a lot of pressure on their defense, which turns into a lot of fouls, which turns into a lot of easy points. So all that translates into, I think, us being more aggressive. And I say that at the same time, got to be patient on offense. But we need to, when we get it to this end of the floor, to our offensive end of the floor, we need to attack those guys.
Right. We've talked, about winning quarters. The first quarter Crawford won 17-12. Second quarter stretched it out even more, 18-7. You've got to win quarters to win games, and we were not able to win a quarter in the first half of play. So now we're going to have to come out and really dig out of the 16-point hole to come back and make this, the competitive game that it was after one quarter of play.
Yeah, and I think if Crawford comes out with confidence, like they did in the first quarter, that's gonna allow them to be loose when they let the ball fly from behind the arc, and again, some of that momentum is going to be hard to turn around. So again, just got to take care of the basketball in the second half and just play good basketball, and hopefully we can turn them over a little bit.
Well, we're going to step away, take a couple of commercial breaks, and we'll be back for the start of the second half of play here from T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium in just a moment.
In 2015, we launched the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. This is phase 2 of the Happily Ever After project. With the assistance of several local donors and sponsors, along with 5 years of fundraising by the Washington County Youth Foundation, we finally had enough resources to launch the service. The Dolly Parton Imagination Library is a free service that mails age-appropriate books to all required Washington County children under the age of 5. Although the faces of the leadership of the Washington County Community Foundation have changed over time, as is always the case with any healthy, thriving organization, the core values and mission remain the same. We continue to work diligently to assist our donors in creating a legacy that is meaningful to them. All of our success is directly related to the generosity of the sons and daughters of Washington County. We will continue to help our donors give back to our community through our foundation and improve the quality of life in our county.
Hey honey, is this your course schedule for the fall?
Yep.
Let me see here. English, good. Chemistry, trigonometry, excellent. World history, I love world history. Baseball? Wait, baseball? Baseball isn't a course, honey.
Well, sure it is, Mom. High school sports are about so much more than winning and losing. They teach lessons that can't be taught in a classroom, like accountability and self-discipline, the value of teamwork. I may not be earning a grade, but I'm learning how to compete later in life. Isn't that what getting a good education is all about?
Yes, of course it is. I was just testing you.
What can teenagers here in Indiana learn from participating in high school sports? Plenty, as it turns out. That's why they're called education-based athletics.
High school sports. There's so much more than just a game.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back to start the second half of play. Crawford does get to start off with possession on the alternating possession there.
They're going to go back with their original starters. And West Washington's defense does get a turnover to start us off here in the second half. Hopefully, of things to come.
Yeah. Nice job moving the ball around the perimeter there.
Crawford in their man-to-man. They're certainly playing good help side. It's a good attempt by Cass to get it to her sister, just over outstretched hands.
Senator's going to match that first turnover from Crawford.
Yeah, systematically, whenever we can get the stop on them, we need to be really diligent to get a score so we can kind of get that delta going in our favor. Stetson with the ball. She swings it over here to Frame. I'm not sure if that's Shiger, if that's how you say it. That's how I'm going to say it tonight. Shiger gets it back here on the wing. They swing it, make our defense
rotate and move. That's the thing about defense. If you make it move, it's a whole lot harder to guard somebody because you're always chasing.
Brooke Elliott looking to throw one up, decides against it. They're looking for some work in the middle.
There it is.
And after some patience, Lexi Frame puts in two.
Pick up our dribble way too far away from the bucket there for Lexi. Nice drive by Cass. Cass up and good for two.
Yeah, and Crawford decided not to guard Cassidy Keltner. Good for us.
Yeah, that's dangerous. If she gets going, she's one who can fill it up quickly.
That's for sure. Good defense by Cass, and it's going to be over to West Washington. Another turnover on Crawford County.
That's two already in the half. They only had 4 in the first, so.
Good dribble.
Cass breaks the press, leaves it off for her sister, up and good for two.
Tell you, with a girl with that size, she does handle the ball very well.
Yep. That gives 8 to Lizzie.
.23 Elliott off the mark, and it's going to go out of bounds. Should go back over to the West Washington Senators. But yeah, I think that press break was, I think Crawford was a little surprised that Cass was able to handle as good as she can. West Washington crosses up there. Cass stays in the middle where she needs to be. There's the pass to the middle. The press is broke. Now we just need to set up an offense.
It's kind of funny. You always talk about, how the boys, develop and grow at different rates, and sometimes the, you end up with a 6'6" guy who played guard up until he got into high school. Well, that's kind of where Cassidy was. She was not the biggest on the team, up until she became a freshman, sophomore. She wasn't considered a big. She was a guard.
Yeah.
So she's got some ball handling skills from that time of playing.
And I think, it's no secret that's a fundamental strength of basketball. If you can handle the ball, you're going to play. And my daughter is one of the biggest kids on the team and has been, and she's just been tall for her age, but I've always made her handle the basketball.
Lexi Griffiths with a three-pointer.
And because no matter if she's the tallest or the shortest, every player needs to be able to handle the basketball.
Yep. And eventually she may run into the point where she's not the biggest on the team.
And that happens that happens just as much.
13. Gabby Gaines with a 3 to match. Gives her 11.
Good ball movement by West Washington.
Keltner gets in deep to Lexi. Lexi up and good for 2.
Lexi already put 5 on the board this half. Another turnover by West Washington.
Nice hands by Ryan Russell.
Yeah, Lexi wasn't in there that last 3 or 4 minutes in the second quarter, and with her being on the floor, we do tend to move the ball just a little crisper, a little better. Good take on the left hand.
Going to go to the bucket is Cassidy Keltner and get fouled by number 31, Lexi Frame, her second. Senators already closed in on that 16-point lead, dropping it to 12. Opportunity to get it to 10 here if Cass can knock down some free throws. First one up and good for Cass.
41, her ball in. Again, if we want anyone shooting from the outside, it appears that she's one of the Wolfpack that we want to do that.
Cass knocks down the second one. Only a 63% free throw shooter, but that gives her 8 points on the night to match Lexi and Lizzie. Going to get a foul. I think Ryan's going to get that one on the reach. Ooh. Going to give it to Keltner on a block.
And sometimes the best you can do is just kind of chuckle. I don't know.
I think
run that by Mr. Rosenbaum tomorrow.
See what he says on that one. Nice job by Ryan to get her hand on the ball, so they're going to reset on the far sideline. That foul's a little interesting to me because I thought Cass was giving her all kinds of room.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he didn't want to call it to Ryan because all Ryan did was just take the ball away.
Yeah.
So Cass unfortunately got the short end of that deal. Crawford puts it in the corner.
Looks like the Senators are in a 1-3-1 or a 1-2-2 or a 3-2.
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure.
It's an enigma.
It is. I'm not sure what to call it. It's a tooth. Yeah,
it's a 2-3 kind of with Lizzie in the middle of it, but Cassidy's the one who's going to guard the wings.
Yeah. Yeah, and it did. At first, Lizzie was playing really high, almost like a 3-2. They've kind of dropped down, especially with the post presence now, that it's more of a traditional 3-2 or 2-3. So Sarah with good D, but it's going to call a kick.
Gets her foot on it. 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
West Washington's got it to 10. Very manageable from here.
That's what you're looking for here. You know, get it to a manageable, number as you start the fourth, and then chip away at it from there.
I think the change in defense certainly has got Crawford a little bit perplexed, and they're moving the ball well and the rest, but just really not sure to do anything offensively. Of course, they're going to be.
Lizzie going to pick up the foul there. Her first.
Patient, but yeah, Lizzie gets a kind of a cheap one too.
I don't know if you can pick it up at home, but Coach Russell is stomping his foot, telling Lizzie that if she closes off that baseline with her foot, there's nowhere to go. But she didn't step and close it off and gave Gabby Gaines somewhere to go.
Yeah, the rule when I was playing was in that situation, man.
Now she's going to pick up a second one.
That's probably going to be 2 shots.
So Lizzie came in with 0 fouls, and on this one trip picked up 2. 41, Tasha Herball goes to the line.
But the standing deal from Coach Paul Stroud, he was coaching us back in the day. His standing offer was if you stand on the baseline there and you take that away and you force that defense to hand you the ball, so because that's a turnover, you'll be out of bounds. He said he'd buy us a steak dinner. So
there you go.
He really tried to incentivize us stepping on, not only on that line, but actually stepping past the line, being out of bounds, so there's no place for her to go or him. 2 misses there, it appeared, from Crawford, but they do get the turnover from Ryan. And good. I'm glad they took just a little
gonna
bit of that intensity off of that.
We're going to get a foul on Crawford. Going to be number 5, Autumn Shiger, her first. Now we're going to see some pressure from Crawford. Looks like they're going to chase and trap here.
And yeah, they're
going to tighten this one up just a touch. Gabby Gaines picks up the foul there, her second.
And again, we handle that pressure a lot better with Lexi.
With Lexi on the floor.
Not that Ryan and Sarah and Cass they don't handle pressure well. It's just that we have that other option to go to.
Yeah.
And I say that, and Lexi kind of gets one off the toe.
Yeah, gets one off her foot, and Gabby Gaines does a great job of staying in front of whoever she's guarding. So that's a tough one to get around.
West Washington in that I'll call this a man-to-man.
Yeah, because we're going to chase there. So I would agree with you. It is a man-to-man. There's a back cut. Sarah Stice gets back cut.
And it's finally going to get sent out to Sarah, and she's in transition. Gets it over to Ryan. Let's see what happens.
Ryan going to turn it over on a travel.
I don't know if it was an ankle that she rolled or I did not see it.
Well, I'll bet you a steak dinner she doesn't come out.
Yeah, I think she's going to stick in there. You can tell she's in some pain.
The senior 6'7" guard for the Lady Senators.
She's going to be stuck there on number 11, Stutzman. Good wall there by Cass. Creates a tough shot for Crawford. And now we're in transition. Lexi with a good fake.
Good fake there by Lexi. Going to pick up a foul. That was one I told you. Remember when we had Edinburgh, her fake there was going to go down as a play of the week, which is up for play of the week this week, along with the 3-pointer by Nash Huff. So it's got some stiff competition.
She has some stiff competition. That shot will be talked about for some time. In many ways, I mean, it was a well executed play. It was the county rival and it had all the makings of just a great shot.
Yep. So we were talking today during playing time again that shot, unless someone can think of a buzzer beater in the tournament somewhere, is probably one of the best end of the game shots ever in West Washington history. With it being the county rival and everything with Salem, so.
Yeah, I cannot. Not that I'm an old man or anything, but I can't think of too many that gets close to that. Stutzman puts in a 3.
Nice bucket there by Stutzman. So we're going to have a timeout on the floor. Going to be a full timeout, so we're going to step aside, have a commercial break, and be back in just a moment.
Hey, honey, is this your course schedule for the fall?
Yep.
Let me see here. English, good. Chemistry, trigonometry, excellent. World history, I love world history. Baseball? Wait, baseball? Baseball isn't a course, honey.
Well, sure it is, Mom. High school sports are about so much more than winning and losing. They teach lessons that can't be taught in a classroom, like accountability and self-discipline, the value of teamwork. I may not be earning a grade, but I'm learning how to compete later in life. Isn't that what getting a good education is all about?
Yes, of course it is. I was just testing you.
What can teenagers here in Indiana learn from participating in high school sports? Plenty, as it turns out. That's why they're called education-based athletics.
High school sports. There's so much more than just a game.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back to action here on Ron Smith Court, where the Lady Senators do trail by 11, the closest they've been since early in the second period of play. like we said earlier, the first half was all about turnovers. The Lady Senators have cleaned that up quite a bit. They only have 3 in this period, where the Wolfpack have 5.
Yeah, and in the first half, it wasn't only turnovers, but it was where those turnovers occurred that really turned into a lot of easy points for Crawford. Break the pressure well. Ryan in the middle.
Ryan a floater. That one up
just
and
off
no
the
good.
mark. It was just right distance. It was just over to the right-hand side of the rim. It rolled out, and I would say Crawford's going to try to hold for 1.
Yeah, under 20 now. They're going to hold for 1, especially with Cass guarding guarding on the ball.
Cass is close enough to get a count. That's what she wanted. Ball goes over to Stutzman. She kind of mishandles it. Stice with the steal. Puts it in at the, Sarah
misses.
The pressure just got to her a little bit, and she misses the layup.
Misses the bunny there. So Lady Senators going to go into the 4th trailing 43-32. We'll be back after a message from the IHSAA in just a moment.
Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back to live action here in T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium at West Washington on the Ron Smith Court, where West Washington does trail 43-32 to the Lady Wolfpack.
You know, even just from a momentum standpoint, if we could have got that last layup, it would have helped us coming out in the 4th. But we did win that 3rd quarter, so we took 5 off the deficit. So if we do have some work to do, but certainly can get in this game and make it close.
We got people everywhere.
Yeah, I had to kind of take it all in. We'll see what the call is. There is a foul. I'm not sure if it's going to be on Ryan or if Ryan was fouled.
I think Ryan was fouled. 41, Taylor Herbaugh, her first. Definitely the officials are getting some help from the Crawford County fans.
Yeah.
Stice for 3. That one no good.
And I do know that there's a film being made here in and around Washington County, I think in Orange County. And Crawford's number 5 might want to come see if she's getting an extra role for some of that. I think she's the referees aren't going for it. And she picks up a foul.
Coach Broughton not happy with the official chewing on him as he goes down the sideline, but to no avail, doesn't change anything.
Yeah, I think Shiger certainly plays with a lot of intensity, but there's a lot of kind of flopping that goes on with it, and the refs just haven't picked up on it. Good to see Sarah make a move to the basket, gets Ryan an open shot.
Russell for 3, bang.
Ryan's second 3 of the night.
Puts her within 18.
And it brings the West Washington Lady Senators within 8. Good entry pass and really
nothing
good executed
you can do about that.
Play
Treasure Nicholson with 2 gives her 12.
West Washington moves the ball. Need to continue to move it. Whip it over there.
Cass misses.
Gets her own rebound. Out to Lexi. Now it's time to move it back, and that is going to be a reach in number 5.
Autumn Shiger, her 3rd. 6th on the team.
And I believe Cass is going to shoot free throws. Certainly at 6:05, that's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time for free throws.
If we can continue to pressure and put pressure on Crawford County, it'll lead to a lot of opportunities for us, I think.
I won't mention our percentage, but we haven't missed in the second half from the free throw line.
Yeah, and I learned math from Mr. Rosenbaum, so I know what percentage that is.
Well,
and that's the last time we should do that. The curse stays true, though.
Nice drive by number 23, Brooke Elliott. Gets her 2.
Yeah, we just got to be willing to step across there.
Going to stay with the Lady Senators.
Yeah, I know we was a little bit behind, but maybe at least Fowler make her shoot free throws. I had a coach in high school. Rick Scholl was his name, and his motto was "No free lunch." And that would have been a time to ensure you provided no free lunch.
Lexi with a nice spin move there, and up and good for 2. Matches her the number on the front of her jersey. So she's got 12.
9 of those coming here in this second half. She's played very well the second half. Again, Shiger continues to battle.
Lizzie Keltner goes down on the ground.
Yeah, she went down kind of hard, but she's up and moving.
Lady Senator's going to take over on the alternating possession here.
And that's going to be a foul on Shiger. That's going to be her 4th.
Her 4th.
And at this point, I think the refs are just getting a little irritated by the shenanigans. And don't get me wrong, I like the intensity,
and
I
that's
think
great.
it just went a little too far.
Yep.
I like seeing someone battle in there like she's doing, getting on the floor, creating pressure, but it was, again, just a little too much.
Russell goes to the line, lets the first one fly. It is good. That brings her within 4 of that record.
With 5 minutes left, that puts us at 9 right now. Certainly a ball game.
Second one up and good.
Especially how fast we can score points. Stice putting pressure on the ball. That's 23, Elliott. I would look for Crawford to be very patient.
This is where we have to play smart and keep our hands off. We can chase, but don't put your hands on. Because as soon as you do, you're going to pick it up.
Yeah, Lexi was good. And I tell you what, there's a lot of extracurriculars going on right now. Lexi is, and that's an absolute foul. Lexi playing great defense, and Frame takes it to the other side, and now Crawford reverses in there for a layup.
30, Treasure Nicholson gets a 2-point bucket. Makes it 49-39. We're going to get a timeout here eventually. I think it's going to be a full, so we're going to step aside, take a commercial, and be back in just a moment.
Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back to live action here in T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium, where the Lady Senators have cut the lead to 10. Crawford going to come out and pressure the Lady Senators.
And as intense as it was, I'm sure the intensity is just going to remain.
Yep.
Ball comes into Lexi. She crosses over and breaks the press. They do eventually turn her over, though. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, Lexi, after she broke it, she was getting ready to pick that up, and they was able to get a hand on it.
Able to get a hand on it. Right at 4 minutes, so halfway through the fourth period of play. Lady Senators do trail by 10. Nice bucket on an inbounds play there for Treasure Nicholson. Gives her 16.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate event. That was just a kind of a miscommunication between Cass and Lexi.
That was a bad spot to get her the ball. That's going to be 4 now on Lexi.
She's done a really good job to stay away from that fourth, but now she's going to have to play with a little bit of pressure.
Yeah.
And Crawford might look to try to take advantage of that.
Coach Russell going to leave her in the game.
West Washington in the man-to-man. They are going to try to, with the exception of Lizzie, be close enough to get a count.
A little bit of a chase here. 23.
Three-pointer from Elliott. It's going to be off the mark, but Crawford was able to chase it down. Now Stutzman's looking to work over to Nicholson.
Looking to hold the ball here. 3 minutes. That's quite a long time to try to hold the ball. I have seen Doc Nash's teams be able to do it, but
yeah, it does take a lot of discipline. And again, having a hard time getting someone in front.
Foul's going to be on Lexi Griffiths, her 5th, so she's going to come out of the game, have 12 points. In comes 22, Madison Brown, the 5'9" sophomore.
Yeah, and people can see it at home what's going on. Lexi kind of got the short end of that deal.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah. Yeah, if you play the replays back, you can see the physicality that was being applied to Lexi, and she's the one that got called for the foul. That's a charge. She lowered her shoulder and run right into her, but we're not going to get that call.
Not going to get that call. Madison Brown picks up her first.
Yeah, it's one thing when a girl moves her feet, but when the other one lowers her shoulder, that's.
Oh, we lost Gabby Gaines for a while.
We're kind of in another reach, and that's
Sarah
going to be bonus.
Stice, her first, team's 7th. So we're going to go to the line now and shoot 1 and 1. .22 Madison Brown takes a towel real quick and wipes the blood from her mouth.
Was that 13 on the missed gains?
11.
11, Stutzman on the miss.
Into Keltner. From Keltner to Keltner. That's a 2-point miss by Lizzie.
Good D there by Sarah to force her to reverse it. It's going to come back out to Shiger. Ryan trying to pressure, and she's going to foul.
We're trying to foul and can't get a call, and when we don't try, we do.
Yeah, I mean, the referee acts mad that he had to call a foul. I mean, everyone in the gym knew that we was going to try to get a foul.
Yeah.
He's mad he had to blow his whistle. I mean, if he don't want to blow his whistle, I think he's got a bad job. No box out for the Senators. That's
what hurts.
That's hard. That's hard to take.
They missed the front end of the 1-and-1 where the Senators could.
Going to be another foul called here on the Lady Senators on Cass, her fourth. Going to the line, number 30, Nicholson. 2 for 2 on the night for her so far.
First one up and good. Gives her 17. Lady Wolfpack are 1 of 5 in the second half. Second one up and good. Gives her 18. We're going to get a timeout. 30-second. We're going to stick right here with you. Lady Senators broke this lead down to 8, but they have since pushed it back up to 14. Senators have never led in this game right off the bat. They were down 7 before they ever got on the scoreboard. We're able to get it down to 2 early in the second period of play, but then it stretched all the way out to 18 in the third, and then back to 14 right now. So,
yeah, I think Coach Russell just wants to remind the girls that Lexi is out of the game, so they're gonna have to handle the pressure, because even being up 14. By the way, it looks how this team's coached. They're not gonna let up, and they're probably gonna pressure us. And like I said, I'm all for intensity. When intensity gets overlaps with dirtiness is when I think it's went a little too far. Ryan brings it up into Cass. That's a shot she can hit, and we need to have some urgency. Ryan feels it.
Floater down the lane, misses
just
that one.
short on the floater. Rebound there by Nicholson. And let's see if we stay in the pressure or in the foul mode. And Ryan is going to foul number 23.
If Ryan gets her or if Cass gets her. It's going to be Cassidy with her 5th, so she's going to come out. In comes 20, Maddie Brown. Or sorry, Mackenzie Brown. 23, Brooke Elliott goes to the line. That one up and good.
It's the lead up to 15 now with 1:10 left.
Second one up and good.
So we are going to have to put some triples in the air. And Sarah says, "I'll be your Huckleberry."
That's a deep 2. Knocks that one down.
Gets it down to 14 with 58.4 left.
That one just inside the line, just had her foot on the 3-point line. So, Senator's going to switch it to a full timeout. So we'll step aside, take a commercial break, and be back in just a moment.
Sportsmanship doesn't happen just on the court or on the field or on the mat. It doesn't happen only in the pool or on the green or the track. It also happens in the stands, on the sidelines, on the web, and at home. That's because sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. We remind you to practice good sportsmanship at all high school sporting events. Treat athletes and officials with respect during competition and especially in social media. And support your team's coaching staff. Remember, sportsmanship has a face. Yours. A message from your high school and the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
Back to live action here at T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium, where the Lady Senators do trail 55-41 to the Crawford County Wolfpack.
Coach does get Destiny Neefus in the ball game for her defensive prowess. We'll see if we can pressure the Crawford into a turnover or two. Ball does go to Nicholson, and she's going to break it and get it over to her ball. And let's see, I think West Washington probably just going to play straight up. Sarah with a poke. Gets it away, but unable to turn it into a turnover.
That's twice she's been able to poke it away, but not able to get her hand on the ball once she pokes it away.
Destiny with some good pressure, but again, we got tips, but we're just not getting enough of it to turn them over. And Ryan comes out and puts two hands on her ball.
Ryan going to pick up a foul. That's going to be her third.
On the line for 2 shots will be 41. Taylor Hall, her ball.
Man.
Going to shoot 2.
In the double bonus now. At least that referee wasn't offended by having to call a foul. You know?
I believe her ball is 0 of 2 from the line.
That's what I have unofficially.
Gives her her first point of the night. We get a whole host of new Lady Wolfpack coming in. Hannah Ashley, Tasha Wiseman, Leanne Schewart all come in. Second one up and good for her ball. Makes it 57-41. Kicks it ahead to Stice. Stice for 3. Bang! Sarah Stice for 3.
Gets it back down to 13, but with just 10 seconds left, just going to be a little too late.
Yeah.
Her ball's just going to hold it for the last 5 seconds. So West Washington, you know, they played hard. Turnovers in the first half got them in a big hole. Just unable to get over the hump.
Yeah. We're going to step aside, take a commercial break from Sullivan Financial Consulting, and we'll be back in just one moment. Whether you are an individual with personal and family goals or the person charged with the financial goals of your organization, Sullivan Financial Consulting is here to provide you with an array of financial and investment planning services essential to your success. We will work with you hand in hand and, if need be, your other professional advisors to select the service that best suits your needs. Then apply our investment insight and expertise to tailor the required service to your unique situation and with your specific goals in mind. Contact Jamie Sullivan at 812-849-2670 or stop in at the Mitchell location at 700 South 9th Street. Back to action here at Ron Smith Court, where the Lady Senators are unable to come out with a victory tonight. They do drop this one 57-44 to the Lady Wolfpack of Crawford County. Led in scoring for Crawford was number 30, Treasure Nicholson, with 18. Gabby Gaines had 11. Autumn Scheiger and Sarah Stutzman had 6. Taylor Herbaugh had 2. And Lexi Frame had 7. For the Senators, they were able to get 5 people in the scoring column. Ryan Russell had 10. Sarah Stice had 6. Cassidy Keltner with 8. Lexi Griffiths with 12, the game high. And Lizzie Keltner had 8. Shooting stats for both teams. Crawford County was 6 of 10 at the free throw line in... Oh, hang on. Let me pull up the game stats. Maybe. There we go. For the game, Crawford County was 10 of 16 from the free throw line for 62.5%, 2.4 field goal shooting, they were 13 of 35 for 37%. 3-point shooting, they were 7 of 11 for 63%. So overall, they were 20 of 46 for 43.5%. They did get 19 rebounds and only had 10 turnovers. For the Lady Senators, they were 7 of 8 from the free throw line, so Coach Russell will be happy with that at 87.5%. 2-point field goals, they were 11 of 17 for 65. 3-point field goals, they were 5 of 13 for 38.5%. So overall, they were 16 of 30 for 53%. Rebounds, they did have 13, and turnovers, here it is, 21. I said, if we got in the 25 range, it was not going to be a good evening for the Senators, and they got 21 tonight. So we're joined by Coach Russell. I'm going to give him my headset, let him get settled in.
Joining us now is head girls basketball coach Darren Russell. Coach, hard-fought game, come up short. Just running through the game stats when you walked up here, and the big number that I see is there are 21 turnovers tonight for the team. Unfortunately, to their 10, that's a difference of 11 possessions that they got that we didn't, and that's hard to overcome.
It is, and the frustrating thing is the turnovers for the most part were concentration turnovers. I mean, when we ran our press break, did we have any problems with it? No,
absolutely not.
I mean, we didn't. But then we got lackadaisical and was not strong with the ball and allowed them to basically rip it out of our hands at times, or we made soft passes. I think against their press, we made 3 soft passes there in the first half, gave them 6 points on that. And you can't do that. And we talked about how hard they played from the beginning. But to our girls' credit, outside of about the last 5 minutes of the first half, I thought we played extremely hard. And, that's what even the officials said there at the end of the game. They said, where was this effort from your girls in the first half? And, that's what I told them. I said, it's not me being crazy. Everybody notices it. And, that's the thing. But, we did finish on a positive note. We played much better, I thought, the second half. And, I still think there was things that we could have done against them. What we started out with when we started coming back in the first half was they were putting so much pressure out on Ryan and Sarah, not wanting them to shoot, that left Cassidy and Lizzie inside. And then in the second half, it left openings for Lexi, and they made them pay. And, that's what we got to have.
Yeah, I do think you're right on. In the second half, you won both quarters in the second half, or in the second half overall. So it wasn't that first half. I agree. It wasn't any time that you guys would reverse the ball in the press, you broke it no problem. It's not that Crawford was great necessarily. They're a good team. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of that stuff was self-inflicted, and the location of the turnovers really hurt, especially those few that was directly underneath their basket.
Yeah, you reverse the ball and then hit Cass in the middle of the floor, and she hits the guard coming up the opposite side, or she takes it herself. I mean, that's what we wanted to do, and when we did that, we looked really good. But it's just getting us to do it every single time and not being content with doing it 80% of the time or 70% of the time. And that's what we said in there just now is you play a good team like this, and you got to do it 100% of the time.
Yeah, and I do think Lexi's 3 fouls when she went out in the first half, it was felt, and then when she fouled out with 2:57 left here in the game, and again it was a little bit different, but again nothing that the remaining folks on the floor couldn't handle. I thought Lexi was a big bright spot tonight. I thought she played well overall, and I felt like a couple of the fouls there in the second half she was being taken advantage of more so than not.
I think you're exactly right, and you're right. The biggest shot that Lexi hit tonight was hitting that 3. She's really been struggling from there, and to see her knock that down, has got to give her some confidence going into the rest of the season.
I thought overall Ryan and Sarah both shot the ball well. I know you like offense. I would have liked to see them shoot it more. Anytime those girls are shooting the ball a lot, you guys are certainly in the game. You got it down to 8 there with just about 4 minutes left, and just couldn't quite get over the hump.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we got it back, and and that's what we talked about at halftime is we're not going to score 17 points in the first 2 minutes of the it's going to be the entire second half, and we cut it to, what was it, at half or at the end of the third quarter we was down maybe 11, so we knocked 6 points off. And if you think, it should have been 8. We missed a layup right there, and we missed a couple other layups. it could have been a lot different, but that's part of it, and you live and get better.
Well, Coach, getting a hard-fought game by the Lady Senators tonight. Final thoughts on where you go next?
Well, that's what I told the girls. We're going to come in tomorrow and practice for a while and get ready. We got Saturday should be a fun day. Play Northeast Du Bois at the Hoosier Gym, and the Hoosiers movie, and it just should be a fun game. Definitely a different atmosphere, and we're excited about going up there. I know Northeast Du Bois is excited about going up there, so something different at least instead of just a regular gym playing in.
Yeah, certainly. Anytime you get to feel a part of that history, it gives a little bit more to the game. So, good job tonight, Coach. I thought the girls played hard. You had them prepared. Just ran into a good team tonight.
Yeah, they're a good team, and so thank you guys very much.
Yep, thank you, Coach. Head basketball coach Darren Russell there with his thoughts on the ball game. Really, if I could translate in just a few words, there was no magic there. We just got to be more consistent and build from this. Again, I think Coach is very, very comfortable with continuing to build and making sure we're playing our best basketball when we come into the tournament.
I think that's exactly right. He's going to build, to come build into the tournament, and hopefully that is the goal here, is to be playing your best basketball come tournament time. And we're right around the corner, and he still has some things that he wants to work on with his teams, and that's exactly what he's doing each day in practice with them. So we're going to go ahead and sign off for tonight. Remember, tomorrow we will have the boys game live here, and then Saturday the double dip with the game up at the Hoosier Gym in Knightstown, and then back here at night for New Washington. So busy schedule. If you can make it out, make sure you make it to those games. If you can't make it, you can catch them on live stream at any time. So once again, this is Craig Akers along with Matthew Deaton, and we are going to sign off. Thank you.
Good night.